Shaka and I were absolutely stunned before we came to air because we heard that Stevie has actually been getting a little bit more adventurous with the cuisine he's been trying. He actually tried garlic fried rice. We were very surprised to hear it wasn't just boiled and bland and boring. And he liked it.
Well done steak with a bit of cognac sauce. It was brilliant.
Yep, so maybe...
And onion rings. Onion rings got in there somewhere.
Crispy onion rings.
Gourmet onion rings.
Somehow.
Stole a few of the Wade's fries as well.
Did you put ketchup on them?
No. Excuse me. How dare you?
I'm with King. Garlic fried rice is like wrong. Stevie showed up here, surely.
Did you tuck your napkin?
I only do that when I'm at ESPN. I don't want to get stuff down my tie in the machine.
All right.
I don't do it anywhere else other than here.
Yeah.
Right, we'll let you off. We're just happy you didn't order from the kids' menu. All right.
Hey. What's the laugh, right?
Did you know which knife and fork to use?
Honestly, that. Well, actually, I nearly stabbed myself because the knife was still in the thing and I went like that.
I hope you didn't swear at the table.
Absolutely not.
It's a very fine establishment. All right, Stevie. Luis Diaz seems to be the one attacker at Liverpool that can change the feel of a game from the bench. So, should Liverpool start the original front three and then bring on Diaz?
Well, and as much as I agree he can change the game from the bench, he can change the game from the first minute as well. So, no, you start him.
So bring him on.
100%.
Bring him on in the first minute.
Quick substitution, change the game.
What do you think?
Start him.
You start.
Oh, the way this guy's playing, you start him.
Would you start him, Ian?
Definitely, yeah. I think he's been absolutely phenomenal from the moment he arrived. It looked like he'd been at Liverpool for about 3 years when he played about 2 games for them. He's electric. He can run with the ball. He scares defenders. He can shoot. He gets goals. I think he's going to be a real world star, like maybe top 5, 10 in the world.
Shaka, who's a better goalkeeper, Alisson or Thibaut Courtois?
Oh, goodness me, that's a good question. Oh.
Does he take that one?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it does.
I would suggest there is one thing that separates them.
What's that?
One plays for Liverpool.
No, I don't know what you... Courtois not bad with his feet, if that's what you're suggesting.
What would you say about Alisson? You wouldn't say his feet are not bad, you say his feet are brilliant. You just said Courtois' feet are not bad. That's separation time.
In terms of being brilliant with the feet, I don't think he looked much further than Edison in terms of brilliance with the ball at the feet.
We're not talking about Edison, we're talking about Alisson.
Yeah, no, but you said Alisson was brilliant with his feet. And I'm saying he's good, but I'm not going to go brilliant.
But that's what separates the two of them.
But are they the right keepers for their clubs?
Absolutely the right keepers for the clubs. Absolutely.
So Alisson wouldn't be a good goalie for Real Madrid?
Courtois would be a good goalkeeper for Liverpool as well.
I never said he wouldn't.
So what are you asking me? Ever since you ate garlic fried rice, you've changed. That garlic fried rice has changed you, Stephen.
Hello?
I'm
I can't believe you're taking so long over that.
Yeah, no, I'm leaning Alisson, but it is far closer than some people may think.
All right, Don, who are you going for of these two keepers?
I think Stevie won the argument and he had Shaq right on the back foot there. Shaq was starting to have a little sweat on there when Stevie said Real Madrid could play Alisson. I am not sure Courtois would be as good as Alisson at Liverpool, so I think Stevie's won it.
What?
Unlucky Shaq.
I don't even know how to answer that. I really don't.
Are you backtracking?
On what?
Completely bamboozled.
Because I really don't know what I'm answering here. Listen, I think both goalkeepers are the perfect place. They suit.
But you still said they'd be great at the other club.
Courtois suits Real Madrid. Alisson suits Liverpool.
But then you said
Courtois would be just as good for Liverpool as Alisson would be for Real Madrid. there really isn't an awful lot between them.
So how are they a perfect fit? How many teams can you be a perfect fit for? Hey, both of these guys.
Let me repeat what I said. Hold on. Let me repeat what I said. Both goalkeepers are the perfect club for themselves. I think Courtois for Liverpool will be just as good as Alisson would be for Real Madrid. I honestly don't know.
You don't get what you're saying wrong.
What am I saying wrong?
You've just said that both of these guys are perfect fits for the clubs they play for.
Correct.
So why would Alisson not be a perfect fit for Real Madrid as well as Liverpool?
Well, we're talking hypotheticals here. Why would Courtois not be a perfect fit for Liverpool as well?
Well, you're the one that said they were perfect fits for the team right now.
Because we know definitively, because they're playing with their clubs. And then all of a sudden you have to think about how Courtois would fit into a team that plays with the high pressure that Liverpool would. How would Alisson fit in with Real Madrid with their low pressure?
Okay.
And
hang on.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Ian's going to get the deciding vote.
Okay, just one quick point.
All right.
I'm just saying that the assumption that one gets after the statement like they're both in the perfect place in the perfect club, the assumption one gets is that they wouldn't be elsewhere.
Hang on a minute. Why is he referring to himself as one now?
Well,
since he had garlic fried
first
rice.
of all, when you talk about the assumption one gets, the rule of thumb is with a reasonable one. I'm not sure.
What would one think about this, Ian Dark?
What? I don't know. Ask a simple question, eh?
Brilliant
I
tweet.
think whoever said that question rapidly losing the will to live.
As am I.
Do you know what? I mean, Xhaka's the goalkeeper here, isn't he? So, do you know, this season, I think Courtois probably edges everybody.
All right, that was the deciding factor. That was it. So, Courtois. Sorry, Stevie. All right, next question. Last time Stevie was in Spain when we played versus Spurs in the final. Why is he not in Paris this time around?
I'd like to know the answer to that as well.
Especially now with your new culinary exploration.
Well, yeah, I wish I could answer that for you, but I don't know. I don't know is the answer.
I don't think Paris is ready for Stevie.
Is that when you were rowing the boat? Is that?
Yes.
In Madrid.
That's why.
I had a little bit of an advantage that day.
Stewie finished second in the boat race, and he's in France.
There is a reason why Stewie finished second, by the way. And there's nothing to do with Stewie.
You should have finished second.
So many people didn't watch the show back then. Stevie and Dan were in a boat together. Stuart and Gab were in a boat together, and they had a race in Retiro in the park in Madrid to see who would win, and these guys won the race.
Let's just say the back of Robbo's boat was that going under. That.
Right. Should Klopp really be Premier League manager of the season, Don?
See, I think not. I think not. I think the manager of the season, in my opinion, is Eddie Howe. Because Newcastle had no wins when Eddie Howe took over. He's took 45 points from 49. He's done what no manager's ever done before when you're sitting on no wins when you take over in and around Christmas time, and got Newcastle close to 10th. I think it's an incredible achievement. Having said that, if Jurgen Klopp gets the treble, then it's Jurgen Klopp.
All right. Well, Ian, I'm coming to you with
Premier League manager.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
I'm feeling very argumentative.
I'm with you.
Did you have the garlic fried rice?
Very argumentative.
If you win the FA Cup, you'll get Premier League manager of the season. That don't make much sense to me at all.
Yeah, Shaq is right. I'm with Don. Yeah, I would have, as great as Klopp is, I would have had him third behind Eddie and Pep.
But is he at the perfect fit at Liverpool Football Club?
But I think both Pep and
But
Klopp
could he win a title with Manchester City?
Okay. Ian, this is for you. United completed the treble on this day in 1999. What are your memories of it? Did any of you think United would come back and win it within the 90 minutes and in the manner that they did?
No, I mean, I just think some things are written in the stars, and I think it definitely was for Manchester United that year because, frankly, they were awful in that Champions League final against Bayern Munich, who scored one and should have scored at least 2 or 3 more in the game. And then, you know, what happened with Solskjaer and Sheringham, and, you know, Sir Alex Ferguson said it right. I'm not going to repeat that because he used an expletive. But, you know, football is fantastic. It's fantastic what can happen. And it happened for United that year. All the stars were aligned, as they have not been aligned, of course, for that club this season.
Yeah, it is football's one of where were you when moments that everybody knows where they were. Where were you, Don?
Good question, I can't remember. I can remember watching it. I can remember watching it thinking they've been battered. I think Carsten Janker played up front for Bayern, and it was incredible. I think Carsten Janker played. They hit the crossbar about 2 or 3 times. Schmeichel was pulling off saves like you wouldn't believe. Honestly, they got absolutely torn to shreds. And then somehow 2 goals in the last couple of minutes was incredible. When you see that second goal for Man U again, have a look when you see it again at the Bayern players just on the floor, distraught because they just couldn't believe what had gone on in the last couple of minutes of that game. It was astonishing.
Sorry, Ian, go on.
Beating the turf in frustration. One of those, like, Champions League images, that one.
Yeah. So Don doesn't know where he was, but he remembers every minute of the game, the shots, everything.
I was in Trinidad and Tobago, in my mother's house. And of course, Dwight played in that final, so when they won, the entire country erupted.
Ah, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's good.
So everybody was behind United that day in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stevie?
What?
Obviously you were loving this one.
I was rooted. I'd be buying scarf on, me buying I'd be shorts, me boots, I had a lot.
All right. Shaka, did you ever get any gifts from fans when you were a player? What were the best and what were some weird ones?
I have no idea. I don't think I've ever got,
You ever got any gifts?
from fans.
Yeah. No?
No.
Stevie?
I got a jumper. We used to go to Norway all the time. In the 80s.
You get a jumper?
And, yeah, somebody made me a jumper.
They made it?
Yeah, came to the hotel. Said, here you go, made it.
Here's a jumper for you?
Blah, blah, blah. Love watching you guys play. And
That wouldn't concern you.
this is a... No, at all.
What was the jumper like? What was the sweater like?
It was white with a pattern on it. It was something to do with the way that the Norwegians make it. And she made it for me.
Just you? Nobody else on the team?
Just you? Oh.
I am thoroughly confused by
Do you
this.
still have it?
No,
Oh.
Oh, man.
no.
Well, I hope she's not watching, because she's going to be very offended by that.
Well, why do you assume it was a she? Why was
she?
No, I don't remember him saying it was a she. I just remember him saying somebody made him a jumper.
Fucking 35
He
years
just
ago.
said somebody made him a jumper.
He slipped up because he said she.
You sure?
I'm sure.
All right.
Don, did you ever get any gifts?
I did. I got one of them what Stevie got because I was on the pre-season trips. But the weirdest one I got, which was really, really nice, is a lady or a girl at West Ham knitted me a jumper. Amazing. Amazing.
Well, what type of
took
jumper
the
was
time.
it?
Say again?
What type of jumper was it? Like a West Ham jumper?
Yeah, like a Claret blue knitted jumper with like buttons down the middle. It was like quite cool. It was nice.
I thought you said you
quite
were the
sweet.
only one who got one of them jumpers.
I was.
No?
And you
Not
said
in Norway, I
and you
was.
said the lady knitted it as well. You said they made it.
Oh, exactly.
So how come Don's got a store-bought one?
He's got what?
Stop.
How come he's got one? He's got a store-bought jumper.
What's
Don.
No, a lady at West Ham knitted it.
No,
Jack.
he said he got one in Norway as well.
He did. He said,
said
well,
he
I
got
also
one in
got one of
Norway.
those.
No,
Before,
it was a bit of a
before the West Ham
tradition.
one.
It was like a
Oh,
tradition, Stevie. wasn't
don't
it,
spoil
Norway?
Stevie's.
Aye.
All this time, Stevie thought somebody knitted him a jumper special.
Did you get one as well?
I think we all got them, didn't we?
All these years, Stevie's been telling people, oh, they love me in Norway, you know. They knit jumpers just for me in Norway, you know.
I'll need to get in touch with my fan club.
All right, last question. Ian, Robbo told us a story on yesterday's show. Why would you ask for a banana gelato if the waitress gave you 20 flavour options and banana wasn't one of them? Also for the panel, what's the strangest thing you've eaten on your travels and how was it? So, Ian, would you be the type where if you were given 20 flavours of ice cream, you'd just choose banana that wasn't on that 20-strong list?
I wouldn't go for banana, but I've got a big passion for coconut. So I'm really disappointed I haven't got coconut gelato. So, yeah, I probably would. I'd probably hold out for the coconut.
All right, so...
That's cool, actually. Coconut gelato.
Coconut gelato, not a bad one, right?
That's nice.
Stevie, what's your favourite flavour ice cream?
Vanilla.
There's a shock.
What a surprise!
Damn
me.
All right.
Ah, jeez.
Let's go around then. Shaka, what's the strangest thing you've eaten on your travels and how was it?
I've eaten frog's legs.
How was it?
Dear me.
Well, it's good for goalies, isn't it? Helps the job.
It was all right.
What did it taste? What did it taste like?
It's like chicken.
Tastes like chicken.
I've had turtle. Turtle is a delicacy in Cayman Islands.
Why you run so slow?
What else have I had? That's all I can think of off the top of my head.
This is this question for Stevie.
I run slow. I run slow but jump high.
What's
So
the
between the
strangest-
turtle and the frog's legs, I run slow but jump really high.
What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten? And
Tell
you
you
can't
what,
say garlic fried rice.
Grilled chicken.
Me and Elno.
Seasoned chicken.
Put salt on it.
Yeah. Steak that wasn't well done.
Followed it up with some vanilla ice cream.
Go on.
Tasty.
El and I went to the old, it was Yugoslavia still back then. So that was like 82.
Right.
So we were both like 19. I'd hardly been out of tune all my life, as had Eleanor. So we go on honeymoon to Yugoslavia and we get to this place. And we go out the first night, we get the menu and I go, oh, I think, so I'm going to keep it simple, I'm going to have steak. Hey. So I ordered steak tartare. So they came to the table, right? So they bring all this thing and I'm like, what are they doing? And I was like, oh, what's going on here? And so they started mixing it.
Did you ask for it to be well done?
Honestly. I love a steak tartare. They came, they started mixing it all, doing this. I'm sitting there and I'm going, are they going to bring something to cook it? Or something? Are they going to like... No, they didn't. They then went like that and dumped it on the plate. I was like, oh, lovely, thanks very much. They went away, right? So I was like, what am I going to do? Because I'm not eating that. So we got most of it. And where we were sat, there was a wall behind us. So I was doing that, cutting bits off, and putting it over the wall. And I only got a bag out and got like a wee napkin. And we put half it in the napkin because we didn't want to give them it back with nothing eating on it.
All these stray dogs following you back to the hotel. A bunch of stray dogs kept following me around. Kept following me
Bunch
around
of stray
Yugoslavia.
dogs with the most educated palate. Don, quickly, have you ever eaten anything? What's the strangest thing you've eaten on your travels?
I can't. I'm a bit Stevie when it comes to food, but I can't do things like snails and frog legs.
Ooh.
I just can't do it. Steak and chips.
Aye.
Steak and chips, but not steak tartare.
Yeah, cook steak.
Anyway, thanks so much for your tweets today. That's all we've got time for on the...
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.